For my first steps into YouTube content creation, I thought it a good idea to respond to one of those questions for X type videos, as I think it will give good insight into my political ideas, and they also seem to be in vogue at the moment.
Are you able to understand the irony of responding to the perceived political correctness of the left with exasperated reactionary hypersensitivity of your own?
I don't consider getting angry or emotional the same as hypersensitivity. Rather, I'd consider someone hypersensitive if they attempt to restrict or run away from the criticisms others level at them. And while this kind of behavior is not exclusive to either side, I'd say it's much more prolific on the social justice side.
What is it with you people and skulls?
I always considered us more fond of suits, animal avatars, and facelessness rather than skulls.
How do you define right-wing? Anti-SJWs often have an aversion to being labelled as right-wing, yet they regularly defend the right and bash the left. Therefore, why is being labelled right-wing a bad thing to you? And if it's because right-wing is used as a pejorative, can you not see how labelling people as SJWs or regressives is also pejorative?
I consider someone to be right-wing if they hold traditionally conservative values. I don't consider it an insult to be right-wing, but I would say if you called me right-wing, I would just describe that as inaccurate. As to why I would defend the right while bashing the left, that would be because I find your side of the left to be the bigger problem at the moment.
Rather than telling people you disagree with to drink bleach, wouldn't it be more productive for you to have an actual conversation about the issues you feel matter? Or is it just easier to do the bleach thing?
If you just drank your bleach like a good little boy, that would solve all the problems. And while you drinking bleach would be the easiest solution, I'd like you to think that this response is the open discussion that you're asking for.
You claim to be proponents of rational, logical, evidence-based argumentation. That's great. That's entirely laudable. But when I look at your online activity, when I look at, I don't know, for example, your Twitter feed, that's often not what I see. How do you reconcile this claim to be evidence-based and rational and logical against stuff like, oh, I was just trolling you, oh, I was just shitposting, or TLDR?
Twitter is made specifically for shitposting and trolling. I can't fit a comprehensive rebuttal to anything you've said within 140 characters. And that you're looking for such a critique on Twitter is a bit laughable.
No, seriously? What is it with you people and skulls?
It's the case that holds our brains. I guess you're not in need of such a thing.
Are you aware that the ridiculous buzzwords you helped to popularize, like SJW and cuck and regressive, have all lost whatever meaning they once had, and only serve now as casual insults and pejoratives to derail any meaningful conversation?
Kind of like how racist and misogynist have lost all the meaning they once had. And I'd still say that some of those terms, especially SJW, still holds quite a bit of power. And I say this because oftentimes when I call someone an SJW, they respond by putting SJW in those insufferable quotes, as if they don't know what I mean, or that they're unfamiliar with the term. It's defense through feigning of ignorance.
For the last time, what is it with you people and committing actual literal felonies? Like, you might want to work on that? I mean, I thought the Ralph retort was so rational when he was fantasizing about beating up women with dyed hair, but then he assaulted a police officer, and finally I was convinced.
What is it with you people and defending actual literal pedophiles? And if you haven't defended any pedophiles, cool, I also haven't committed any felonies. Why don't you do an analysis on the number of felons we have versus the number of pedophile or pedophile advocates you have, and get back to me? That's it for the general questions, but come join me next time when I tackle feminism.